When thinking about your private information, what do you want UW to protect?
As a student, I'd probably want to keep safe everything. Something as personal as like my grades for my university, my billing information, my taxing information. And then as well as like if I've ever met with like a personal counselor on campus, I wouldn't want anyone to know that. I think so there's just like a level of information that shouldn't really be put out there.
Every day as UW employees, we handle the personal information of others in the trusted relationships we have with our students, faculty, staff, alumni, donors, and so many other UW community members. Our UW missions of teaching, research, and service all involve the personal data of others. We owe it to the individuals we serve to ensure that their personal data is handled appropriately and securely in order to preserve their privacy. The UW's excellence and reputation will be best upheld when all of us aspire beyond privacy law compliance to fully embrace UW values and privacy principles in order to ethically protect the personal data entrusted to us by our constituents.
A recent national survey found that over 95% of respondents considered data privacy to be an important issue. Privacy means different things to each of the individuals that the UW engages with across the globe. A person's understanding or expectation of privacy can depend on where they live, their social and cultural norms, individual experience, applicable laws, technological advancements, and many other factors. Privacy generally refers to keeping a person's identity and personal life within the control of that individual. Personal data refers to information that identifies or can identify an individual. Protecting the personal data of UW constituents is critically important to upholding our UW values, particularly those of respect, integrity, and excellence. UW has identified 4 privacy principles of minimization, accountability, awareness, and protection. These, in turn, further support and supplement our UW values. The act of applying our UW values and privacy principles to activities, business processes, technical systems, and communications is referred to as privacy by design. Let's examine a few ways of applying privacy by design in our day-to-day work. When engaging in privacy by design, think of ways to minimize personal data collection. Before collecting personal data, ask yourself A, what personal data do you need to complete your task? And B, what are the fewest and least sensitive personal data points you can collect to complete your task? By collecting the minimum amount of personal data needed for a task, we avoid collecting personal data that isn't relevant to our work or that individuals may prefer not to share in the first place. When carrying out a new task, be mindful of our shared accountability to our constituents who have entrusted us with their personal data. By acting with excellence, integrity, and respect, we are honoring individuals' expectations for privacy, as well as our legal and ethical obligations for protecting personal data. Individuals entrust us with their personal data, so we want them to understand how we will handle and use it. When engaging in privacy by design, think about when and how individuals ought to learn about how their personal data will be collected, used, stored, and disposed of. In your day-to-day activities, think carefully about how to safeguard the personal data you have been entrusted with at the UW. So, as a matter of privacy by design, ask yourself who will be allowed to access collected personal data. Also, how and where will personal data be stored? Finally, how to prevent the unintended use of or disclosure of personal data. When individuals entrust us with their personal data, we need to ensure we guard their personal data appropriately.
I think all organizations should have standards for protecting privacy. I think most organizations now that have evolved with the digital age have realized that it's a necessity.
By building UW values and privacy principles into our daily activities, each of us can meaningfully advance individual privacy. Visit privacy.uw.edu to learn more about providing notice, obtaining consent, and managing vendors, privacy laws, and more. The UW Privacy Office also offers training and one-on-one advising. Submit your request through uwprivacy@uw.edu. Ensuring the ethical collection and use of personal data at the UW is our shared goal. We will advance this goal together by embracing our values, privacy principles, and privacy by design.